Ciampa said he was going to drag Breakker again into deep, deep water.
Everything changed in a flash. 5 minutes ago, the arena was buzzing, the crowd roaring with anticipation as Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, two of the most physically imposing high-intensity talents in WWE, were standing triumphant in the ring after what looked like a dominant display. Breakker had just decimated his opponent with a harsh spear. Reed followed up with his signature tsunami splash, leaving the audience breathless, the commentary team celebrating what seemed like another night for the rising heels. Then came the unthinkable. The lights dimmed, the mood shifted. A hush fell over the crowd. From the shadows, Jacob Fatu appeared, larger than life, the United States champion, a force known for brutal strength and unfiltered aggression. In that instant, everything turned from celebration to carnage. Fatu stormed the ring, eyes blazing, muscles tensing, no warning, no mercy. Who is Jacob Fatu? A powerhouse's profile. Jacob Fatu is not just another wrestler with big moves. He carries a legacy and a persona that demands attention. His lineage hails from wrestling royalty, but he's carved out his own identity. Ruthless, dominant, unpredictable. In recent months, Fatu has climbed the ladder fast. He earned the United States Championship, impressed fans with his intensity, and drawn praise from peers for blending raw physicality with enough athleticism to make his matches must-see. Meanwhile, Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed are no slouches. Both men are known for power, intensity, and an ability to dominate opponents with brute force and big finishing moves. They've been heels recently aligned with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins in the Vision stable, a group increasingly central to WWE's main roster storylines. Breakker's spears, his overload of aggression, and Reed's tsunami splash and brute strength have made them credible threats to anyone in the ring. So when Fatu attacked them, it wasn't just shock. It was a challenge with big implications. The moment of destruction, what really happened. Bron Breakker had just finished off an opponent with a devastating spear that sent the crowd into a frenzy. Bronson Reed, not to be outdone, followed up with a crushing tsunami splash that left the ring shaking and the fans shouting. The two men were celebrating, posing, gloating, basking in the glow of their dominance. Then the arena lights flickered, tinted in ominous red and blue. The Titans theme hit the speakers. The crowd recognized it. Jacob Fatu. He strode down the ramp with purpose, his eyes locked on Breakker and Reed. By the time he entered the ring, the celebration was interrupted. Panic and surprise swept across the faces of the two heels and the audience alike. Fatu struck first. A massive clothesline to Reed caught him off guard. Reed tried to fight back, but Fatu's momentum was merciless. He swung Breakker off balance with a forearm smash, then delivered a thunderous lariat that flattened him. Spectators gasped. Breakker staggered. Fatu followed up with a running lariat and a punishing punch, cutting off any chance of retaliation. Reed tried to rally, but Fatu's speed and aggression overwhelmed him. One moment Reed was climbing the turnbuckle, trying to prepare a high-impact splash. The next, Fatu intercepted with a knee and then an elbow drop, stopping the move cold. Breakker crawled to his feet. Fatu lifted him. Lifting a man of Breakker's size is no small feat, and smashed him down with a Samoan drop. Reed, seeing his ally in danger, attempted to interfere, only to be met with a brutal clothesline that sent him flying across the ring. Within seconds, Fatu had both opponents laid out, sweat glazed and blood pumped, groaning in pain. With no hesitation, Fatu grabbed Bronson Reed's boots. Reed was known for his individualized footwear, a part of his beast aesthetic, and ripped them off, holding them aloft like spoils of war. The crowd erupted in a mix of disbelief, cheers, boos. The insults stung. To take the boots was to strip away part of the persona. Fatu stood over both Breaker and Reed, breathing heavy, chest heaving, face dripping with intensity. He soaked in the reaction. Then, just as quickly, security and referees streamed toward the ring. Fatu backed out of the ring, throwing one final glance at his fallen rivals, eyes burning, jaw set, and disappeared backstage. Why it matters? Stakes, storylines, and momentum. This was not some random brawl. In WWE, timing is everything. Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed are key players in The Vision, the heel stable led by Seth Rollins and managed by Paul Heyman. This stable has been disrupting the status quo, attacking veterans, cashing in on their momentum, building heat with fans and rivals alike. Reigns and others see them as a threat. Jacob Fatu's attack comes at a moment when Breakker and Reed are riding high, already setting their sights on big matches, championship opportunities. To have Fatu strike them so decisively is a message. I am here. Don't take me lightly. It shifts the narrative. Suddenly, Fatu moves from fringe threat to frontline contender in the eyes of many fans. Moreover, the act of taking Reed's boots is more symbolic than aesthetic. Reed's boots are part of his identity. To have a rival remove them in front of an audience is humiliation, a challenge to Reed's toughness, pride, and image. It sets up personal animosity, gives Reed and Breakker even more reason to seek retribution. Crowd, reaction, and commentary. As Fatu stormed to the ring, the crowd's reaction shifted from excitement for Breakker and Reed to a stunned silence, broken by a mix of boos and chants of Fatu's name, tinged with shock. The commentary team, initially calling Breakker's spear and Reed's tsunami with praise, scrambled to adjust, describing the turn of events in real time, speculating on what this meant, what might happen next. Fans began shouting, camera flashes flickered, phones lifted. Clips of the assault were already being replayed on big screens and social media moments after it ended. Some fans were outraged, others thrilled. This kind of moment tends to go viral. Destroying heels, always crowd-pleasing. Jacob Fatu making a statement, even better. What's next? Possible consequences and showdowns. With this kind of betrayal and dominance, WWE's creative team has many possible directions to take. Match build-up. Reed and Breakker will almost certainly demand a rematch or confrontation. They won't let this slide. WWE could build toward a singles match between Fatu and one of them, or a tag match, or even a stipulation match. No disqualification, falls count anywhere, etc., to allow for the intensity. Shifting alliances. Breakker and Reed might become more aggressive, more villainous. They may try to align more firmly or pull in backers. Alternatively, Fatu might find allies who also have grievances against the Vision stable. Character development. Fatu may lean more into the aggressive, fearsome side of his persona. Fans might see more promos where he boasts about dismantling the supposed rulers or no one is safe. Reed and Breakker could respond with promos of their own, painting Fatu as an upstart or sneak attacker. Championship implications. Depending on upcoming title matches, this attack could set Fatu as a contender for titles currently held by members of the Vision stable, or at least make him a wildcard player in those storylines. Fan reception and face-heel shifts. If the crowd reaction is strong, WWE could use this moment to shift Fatu's alignment. He may be viewed more as a fan favourite, a babyface, if people rally behind his attack on the dominant heels, especially if Breakker or Reed are particularly despised in their role.